Good morning. Happy Monday. Hopefully, I hope you're having a good Monday. And it is time to talk about our next 10 days and specifically next 5 days. So it is day 31 today, which means we are switching up our meditations and now we are practicing the rise meditation. I do not have a recording for you. It is a very long one, and I just have not had time where I would be able to sit undisturbed for, at least 40 minutes and record it so it would be quiet, which doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but it's not there today. So do use the meditation that came with the book and the links. The link to those are in our Facebook group. If you can't find it, just comment and I'll drop the link again, or somebody in the group will drop the link for you. But it is there. So let's see. So we're transitioning now. We've taken care, hopefully, of our physical tiredness and the body. We've taken care of some of the emotional stuff that might be going on and cleared that off. We learned about the five bodies and at least a little bit, right? We learned a little bit about the five bodies and hopefully put them into balance. And now it is time to take all of that and rise, which is what the next 10 days are all about, is about, rising and using this newfound wisdom and newfound or reinforced or discovered, rediscovered, whatever you want to call it, but the connection to your innermost being, right? Your inner wisdom, using that connection in your everyday life, using that all the time. And so that's it. We've done the processing and now it's time to live. And how are we going to live? That's all about that. So it's actually this next few days, the chapter was pretty long, so I'm going to try to sum it up as best as I can. So it is about rise and the little proverbs that they have in the beginning, which is very cute. Well, not cute. When sleeping women wake, mountains move. So it's pretty nice. It's something that we want to do. It has to this next 10 days deal with spiritual exhaustion or basically, not living from your authentic space, not living from your own wisdom. Whether it could be that, you're working in a job that's really not fulfilling for you. It could be that you are in other ways not fulfilled. Um, and so it's kind of giving yourself permission to live your dream. But it also means that you're using your wisdom to go about it and not kind of going rambunctiously and forcefully after it. So there is a difference with that. But the next 5 days, so 31 through 35, is about lead, a new model of embracing all of you. So we're just learning how to do that, how to use that that inner wisdom to make decisions. So, which is pretty cool. It's interesting. So some of it is about like leadership and making decisions, which doesn't mean that you have to be a boss anywhere, but you can be a leader of your own life, but making decisions from a more feminine place, which is more about slowing down and feeling and then acting. So as opposed to more masculine, where, it's all about doing and being forceful and, assertive and all of that stuff. And it was interesting because I was just reading a book, which I didn't particularly enjoy, but it was about, how there's the alpha male and alpha personality. And then so apparently there's beta personality, which I have no idea, but there is a beta thing. And so the book was about beta personalities. And I think the title was Quiet Girls Can Still Change the World, something like that. If you're interested, I'll look it up. I still have the book. I gotta return it to the library. But it was all about a different type of leading that is not alpha. So it's not about being the loudest person in the room and the most put together outwardly. It's more about like inner, quieter, let's look at all the options and decide which one's the best. Just because this is your opinion doesn't mean that that's the right one. So it's kind of a lot more inclusive and kind of community based in a way. So it was interesting. She really did not talk about it. It was all about like business world, which was interesting. So, but that's kind of what we're talking about here. It's just the rise of this different style of leadership. It's just that you're applying it to yourself first. So your basic instructions is that we're practicing that phase 3 rise meditation every day. It is the longest one. I think it's about 40 minutes. Of course, it doesn't feel like it, and I end up sleeping through part of it. But that's what it is. So, and with your touchstone, so you can bring put your touchstone on your throat if that's comfortable for you to activate the throat power center, or you can put it again onto the third eye to activate that, to keep activating that one. You're still asked to track and listen, listen and track for your soul whispers. Again, continuing to connect to your council of wise women outside of the meditation. So see if you can step back when you're making decisions or just need some guidance and ask for that. And then we're going to be talking about dreams and some other stuff. So it's going to be a longer one because there's a lot of stuff for this one. So let's see. So feminine leadership, we've talked a little bit about that. Now, some interesting things here is mining your gold for big dreams. So let's see. So she uses the word gold for the lessons that we learn through Yoga Nidra. It might be in your soul whispers. It might be even like the affirmations that you ended up with. But that wisdom that comes again from the heart. So that's like your gold, your lessons. And she compares it again to the hero journey. So that, you're living your life, you get called to an adventure that will change your life. You meet a mentor that will guide you. Then you go through all kinds of ups and downs. And then you survive it, you find the gold, and then you return home with the gold. So in our Yoga Nidra, we had a similar journey, so that we begin the journey asleep, living a busy, stressed out life. Then we get called to wake up, whether you experience burnout or illness, some other crisis, just being fed up with things. Then there's resisting the call, which is staying too busy still. Then finally, giving in to that adventure of waking up physically, mentally, and emotionally. And this may present challenges and dark moments, but it also prompts you to change your life. Then experiencing an awakening via the wisdom body and the bliss body, often through telling or remembering an untold story. Then finding victory, the gold, that internal power switch, the true self. And then returning to life, to your normal life, to share the gold, to dream big. And so that's a journey that we've been following through the guidance of these chapters in the book. Now, you might have been sleeping through a whole bunch of it, and that's totally fine too. Your subconscious still goes on the journey and still does it. It's just going to take a little bit longer, right? So it's still working and still unfolding, but we all start in different places. And we all process things too at different speeds. So, technically we're in that stage where we found the gold. I'm still working on it. And I have been doing it longer now than you with the yoga nidra, but I feel like I'm still kind of working. I'm working through stuff. So let's see. So some of the gold messages that kind of the women discovered through the program is just that I'm strong, I am enough, I'm worthy, I'm woman, I'm beautiful, I'm safe, I'm sacred. So all these different things that you might discover that become like this gold, this wisdom that you're bringing back to your life. And then when that feeling like I am enough, let's say, when it is fully integrated into your body and mind and you fully accepted it, your actions do change and they start to reflect that. And maybe you have stronger boundaries. Maybe you are able to say no when ordinarily you would say yes and completely ignore, how you're actually feeling. So it manifests in this ways, like kind of, like this ripples that come out from the change. So it just takes some time. So one of the things that is suggested here is to discover your big dreams, and so it's suggested to do in this 31 days, 31 through 35. So first is on this first 3 days, 31 through 33, they are just asked to create kind of like a vision board or a little booklet or like something where you'll reflect on your days, on your soul whispers from day 1 through 30. So because you were supposed to track all of those, then you put them all together so they're like next to you. It says, before you work on it, practice your meditation, but then do write them all down, have them all together. So then on day 34, then you practice that rise meditation with your soul whispers book or board or your little notes near the top of your head, that you put it somewhere on your pillow next to you and you practice that, your yoga nidra meditation. Then after that, you put your left hand over the heart and you look at the words, images, whatever you got in your soul whispers book or board, and notice how you feel in your body. Then you ask for a song that sums up the soul whispers. You might hear the title of the song, you may hear lyrics from the song, but this song should feel like your theme song at this moment, a positive song that represents the true you. Now, the song title or lyric is your goal statement, summing up the lessons you've received during your first 30 days. And then on a new sheet of paper or another poster board, draw a tree and write your goal statement, the song's name or lyrics on the trunk of the tree. If you hear nothing when you ask for a song, write I feel on the tree trunk. Now, I'm terrible with song lyrics or titles. So I'm somewhat doubtful I'll have anything like that come up. So my plan is just to ask for like a summarizing sentence, like what's the lesson out of the soul whispers. I don't really think it has to be a song because I know, yeah, I mean, maybe I'll have a chant come up. I don't know. I don't really listen to music that much. So anyway, but you write that on the tree trunk. Now, after that, take a nice deep breath and you read your goal statement, what you have written on the tree trunk. Put your hand again over your heart, take a slow deep breath in through your heart and say to yourself, knowing my goal is, and you state that statement, my big dream is, and then you pause. And what do you hear? Write what you receive, no more than one sentence, on a branch growing out of your tree. You can ask for up to 3 big dreams if you wish, or stick with one. And if you have more than one, then you just write it. You write each one on a branch of a tree. So make a branch for each one. Now make sure that each big dream aligns with your goal statement. Each big dream statement must be positive, concise, and from your heart, not your head. And then on day 35, you practice your rise meditation. And then immediately afterward, you read your big dream for this year that you've written down. Then close your eyes, imagine your council of women appearing, put your hand over your heart, close your eyes, breathe in through your heart, and then if you have more than one dream, then you ask the wise women, your council of women, where do I start? Which big dream should I follow? And if you have a single big dream, simply ask, where do I start? And then you listen to their answers. Don't overthink it. Notice what dream you're guided to start with or what first step you're guided to take. Pass it through your gut and heart. Does it feel true to you? If so, you can begin using this big dream statement as the intention for your yoga nidra meditations throughout the completion of the 40 days and beyond if that feels right. So the key to that is to trust your intuition. Your intuition is your wild woman nature. So you're practicing. This is something you're practicing. It doesn't mean uh, that you are going to be like automatically great with this. It's practice. So we are practicing slowing down, feeling, and then acting. And these are the tools of how we can do that. And also, one of the things that I want to say is that the big dream does not mean that it's like that it will sound big to anyone but you, right? So there's no pressure. That does not mean that I don't know, you're going to start a nonprofit and save the world. Like maybe that is your dream, but it doesn't have to be. I'm feeling like at the moment, my big dream would be that I cook all my own meals and done, from scratch and not anything else because it's been challenging at the moment. So, somebody else's like big dream in the book was that they practice daily movement, whether that's dance, music, yoga, walking, biking, right? It doesn't really sometimes when we think of like big dreams, it's something world changing, world of other people, but this is something that's life changing for you, for your world. So just keep that in mind, that it's something big for you, not necessarily somebody else, right? And you're doing it for you. Now let's see. What else do we want to talk about here? I feel like this is a lot. I know I read through this, I was like, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. So another thing is that, again, when you are kind of like acting from your own, like this inner core, is that you do end up with stronger boundaries. And so one of the suggestions for the practice here during the day is to practice sensing and saying yes and no. Because one of the things that women often do is that they'll say yes because they're uncomfortable saying no to all the different obligations, all the different favors or doing this, doing that, and they just say yes to all of those because we feel like we can't say no, like we don't want to upset anybody, we want to show up, we don't want to appear selfish, blah blah, all that good stuff. So practicing saying yes and no is a nice little exercise that you can do. We did that, the yes and no, in the release meditation, right? Feel where you feel yes, feel where you feel no, feel both of them, all that good stuff. So you can try that and see, how it goes, and if it helps you, if it makes it easier. And while we do normally focus on saying no to things, like when we are trying to take back our time, it's like the focus is like learn how to say no, right? But it's also about noticing when you want to say yes and what do you want to say yes to. And so you want to place one hand on your heart and one place on your gut. Place your attention in the space between your eyebrows, your third eye, and then take 3 breaths using that so hum breath. So inhale, so, exhale, hum. Just do that 3 times in through that third eye, through the space between the eyebrows. Then be still. Try to be quiet as you rest your attention on the third eye, the space between your eyebrows, for just a couple of moments. And then think of that question that you want the answer to and see if you feel a yes in your body or a no. And when we are in this like quiet space, like this more contemplative, more receptive space where you will be when you practice the so hum a little bit, I find that the answer is so much clearer than normal, right? So it's like the stress kind of goes away, and you're able to again tune in inside, and your wise wild woman, the wild woman really knows what's up and what would be good for you. So you can practice that. Let's see. Practice kindness to yourself. Practice feeling a sense of amazement. Um, Being in nature provides us with many opportunities. And I don't know if you've seen the moon last night. It was absolutely awesome. We actually got to see it this morning with the time change going to the bus stop. It was dark still. So then, yeah, so then we could see the full moon, and it's still going to be there for a couple of days. It's looking pretty full. So that might be something to look at and just kind of pay attention to. Um, let's see. What else? So I think that's pretty much it. So so I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you give it a try. I hope you do try to come up with that goal, the goal for yourself and the goal that you'd like to follow. Definitely thinking of when I can do that. Try to find a few minutes to kind of just think through everything and see what will come up from that, and see if I can practice that rise meditation sometime during the day. And last week's been a little bit more challenging. I don't know if that was because of traveling or I got a different affirmation that kind of knocks me out, but definitely been sleeping quite a bit through that release meditation, just kind of zoning out. And then last night with the time change, I was tired, so I just did the rest one, and I fell asleep too. I don't think I quite did it to the end. I tuned out at some point. So anyway, I hope everyone does well and check in. Okay, bye.